Let's get into the latest Dallas Cowboys news and rumors. We will begin with injury updates. The Cowboys just sent out their Thursday injury participation report. Here's where we sit. Dorance Armstrong going in the wrong direction. Ankle injury was limited on Wednesday, did not participate today. His status very much in doubt. There is a potential new contender to help out there. We'll get to that in a little bit. Rico Dowdle heading in the right direction from limited to full with his ankle injury. Seems like he is very healthy. Jonathan Hankins, limited once again. I like the route he is trending. Tyler Smith, a foot injury. The plantar fascia, I'd be shocked if he played. I know what Big Mike said, I'd be shocked. Wanye Thomas, Malik Hooker, kind of, sort of as well. He's got an ankle and an illness. Chuma Adoga and Chauncey Golston, all sick. By the way, there was a sickness in the Chat Sports office this week, and once again, illness strikes the Dallas Cowboys. It remains true. So I'm not worried about those guys. Illness should be good to go. Hooker's been coming off his own ankle, so I think it's more the illness side. We'll know more Friday, Saturday on those four guys on the right. Now, perhaps in part because of this Dorance Armstrong ankle injury, but the work was already in the process here. Viliami Fehoko is back on the active roster. He has not played a snap this game in a regular season matchup, or this year, I should say, in a regular season matchup. Now back from injured reserve. He had been working his 21-day window there after his knee injury is what they called it. To make room for Fehoko, they put Deuce Vaughn on IR. That's not a Dalvin Cook thing or whatever. That is a Rico Dowdle is now healthy. We feel good about that spot. We needed and wanted the extra defensive end depth since Vaughn was really only going to play in the event of extra injuries at offensive or on the offensive side of the football, since Turpin's your main return man. Dowdle, meanwhile, seems to be much healthier. He missed last week with the ankle injury. I thought there had maybe been a bit of a setback. Maybe it was more of a cautious thing of just give him more time to get healthy. Sounds like he's doing much better, and I don't think Dallas would have put Vaughn on IR and gone even thinner if they weren't going to have Dowdle good to go. Hankins, meanwhile, I think has a very real chance of playing. He's missed the last 2 weeks with a high ankle sprain. He might be on a pitch count, by the way. Might be more of a, hey, he's going to play 10, 15 snaps against the Commanders and see how he responds and have him good to go for the rest of the postseason. I would not expect Tyler Smith to play. I know that the Cowboys and Mike McCarthy are keeping the door open, saying, hey, he's week to week. You bring in Lyle Collins, more on that. Give him some reps at left guard immediately, which I found very interesting and certainly worth discussing that we'll have here momentarily. I don't think he's going to play. I think it's far more likely that he sits out this week, and then we see if he's able to go against in the playoff round, which I think there is a chance of that happening. So overall, how worried are you about the Dallas Cowboys injuries right now? Scale it for me from 1 to 10. 1, the low end. 10, the high end. It is the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Now, there were several practice squad moves made yesterday afternoon / this morning is when they were all announced. Lyle Collins, Damian Wilson, the obvious ones there. Worth noting, Collins began today practicing at left guard. Now, when the Cowboys had cut him, there was don't know if he can play left guard anymore with the hip injury. Hip's probably, in theory, doing better now. I wonder if this was let's see if he can do left guard. I'm curious if he gets to stay at left guard tomorrow. Does he work at right tackle? Where does he work out? Did you try him at left tackle a little bit in case of Tyron Smith's injury? So I'm very curious where he works, if it's at left guard or he gets a little bit of everything there. If I were them and I want to see how he was doing, I'd probably start him at left guard too, just to see that can he still move the way he used to. Seems like, of course, the workout went well. Damian Wilson in. I think that means no Rashaan Evans. That's my takeaway. And then 2 other players also added to the practice squad. First up is Racey McMath, an elite name, by the way. This is a 4.36 40-yard draft, which was very, he's a fast player, mainly offers special teams value, which I don't think he's going to play a lot right now, but McMath is a very, very fast and sized player. Now, I think McMath and Thompson are probably a little bit more of what we call the futures deals players. Guys that, are not going to make an impact probably this year, but could fight for a roster spot this time next year. Those are some more youthful players the Cowboys chose to add in Thompson and McMath. Again, not really anticipating a bunch of impact from those guys early on. Now, today's show is made possible by Game Time. Game Time is the place for last-minute tickets. Who here has had an annoying time trying to buy a ticket? Whatever chaos you deal with there. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, theater, and events near you. You've got killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their best price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. They've got deals on tickets right up to the start of the event, even an hour after it starts, in case you're making a last-minute decision to go to whatever. Although everyone to the Cowboys wildcard game, probably buy those now and don't necessarily wait until after an hour it starts. Download the Game Time app, create your account, and use code CowboysChat for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply, but again, create your account and redeem code COWBOYSCHAT for $20 off. The promo code and the link to GameTime.co will be in the comments section and the description of today's video. We appreciate Game Time sponsoring us here at the Cowboys Report. On now to the players who were cut from the practice squad. So it was very funny when we were doing our live Leo Collins signs video because we were already live for it. And I was like, no one cares if we cut out a Pankey. People were like, you're throwing shade at Pankey. Why is he catching strays? Well, he ended up getting cut. Elite name Williamson Pavilion cut as well because they don't need the defensive tackle with Fehoko now healthy, by the way. 2 receivers also, Coach, I think speaks to how this team feels overall about its wide receiver depth, knowing they had to cut a veteran to make room for both Wilson and Collins. Can only carry 6. Tyron Billy Johnson is gone. And the Martavis Bryant era ends in a very short period of time as these 4 join the list of Cowboys legends. You can span that in the comment section. Basically every week we were like, where's Martavis Bryant? And my answer was, guys, it's a flyer. Who knows if he'll be able to do anything? You brought him in just to see how it went. And the answer was, not that great. Like, hey, Bryant has played a real football game in 5 years now. 2018, back end of it, the 2019, the 2020, the 2021, 2022, through 2023. It's been over 5 years since he played a real football game. Like, they brought him in, said, you know what, size, speed, let's see how he fares. And the answer was, well, he wasn't very good. That's why they cut him. This is one where you kind of got to trust the team who sees him every day, knows what he would be able to help, if anything. So are you mad about cutting Martavis Bryant? In the end, it did turn out to be more of an Antonio Callaway impact. Why for yes and for no in the comments section. The expectations, I tried to warn you, they should always be low when you're making mid-season practice squad moves. Even your biggest one, which was Rashaan Evans, isn't on the team anymore. Now, the Cowboys got to see him every day. We never got to see him in a game. Like there's nothing that we can be like, hey, we watched the film and everything. It's like, hey, he was good in the games. He didn't play in any games. This is one of those you kind of got to trust them on this one. I know we're all mad at Gallup, but I'm not convinced Bryant was going to suddenly change everything and make it better on the receiving core. Yeah, he's fast and big, but that's not everything to playing wide receiver. Now, our goal is 181K subs before Sunday's coverage. It's a stretch goal, but always entertaining. If you haven't already, please hit that sub button for more free Dallas Cowboys YouTube videos. If you had Dalvin Cook to the Cowboys' dreams, they are over about as fast as they opened up, at least in the midseason side. Cook cleared waivers today after the Jets cut him. Could have signed with any practice squad. Took him like 20 minutes, maybe a half hour. For the reports to come in. He's going to the Ravens. Practice squad, by the way. The Cowboys were linked to Dalvin Cook. It was more of the speculation or they're doing their due diligence, and I'm frankly not that upset about not getting Cook. Practice squad is fine. It's free. I will never be mad at a practice squad spot. But you're not getting prime Dalvin Cook right now. You're not. 3.2 yards per carry. I think you can make an argument he's better than Melvin Gordon for Denver. That is, or for Baltimore, of course I have it there. That's a low bar. You have 2 backs better than him on your roster, and I'd argue 3 with Malik Davis, by the way. The EPA per rush stats, he's dead last in the NFL among qualifying backs. He's 3rd to last in success rate. He's 3rd to last in explosive play rate. He's actually good about avoiding TFLs. He's 2nd to last in yards created, i.e. like down and distance stuff like how do you handle the 8-man box, 3-man box, light box? Like what do you do? It's not great. 2nd to last in yards after contact. Your O-line isn't doing a job of getting Pollard holes. It's going to change with Cook? Nah. The regression, by the way, was already there. They had shown signs of it. He had in Minnesota. That's why they moved on from him so quickly. 0.81 over expected. That's a really good number. That's on average. It's an awesome stat. That's among the NFL's best. Regressed when was still good. Down there at 0.16 in 2022. He was a 1,000-yard rusher, but in terms of over expected numbers, they weren't that different than Zeke's numbers, which is he, of course, also got cut. So, yeah, you might be mad about missing out on Dalvin Cook. I'm actually not. Your running game issues are deeper than a running back, so I'm fine. Before we go, the Cowboys Pro Bowlers this season. Several players making the list this time around for the Dallas Cowboys, so plenty of congratulations to them this season. Dak Prescott, of course, getting in. That's not exactly a surprise. CeeDee Lamb making it, Zach Martin making it, Micah Parsons getting in, Deron Bland, and both your specialists, Brandon Aubrey and Brian Anger, making it as Cowboys Pro Bowlers this season. No Tank Lawrence, no Tyler Smith. Who do you think is the biggest Pro Bowl snub this year for the Dallas Cowboys? Sound off for me in the comment section right now.